And then they would make this flat bread. And the reason they made it flat and thin was because they didn't have a lot of flour.
Okay,
So,
didn't know that.
yeah, my dad told me that.
Okay, well.
Okay, so kjötkrókur or
yeah,
meat hook. Meat hook.
Yeah. Using hook to steal meat.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, kertasníkir.
Or candle
stealer. He followed children around in order to steal their candles. And as children, I remember going to the Little Christmas at school, and we were asked to bring candles with us, remember?
Yeah.
And we would very festively sit around and at our tables, and we would get to light our Christmas candle.
Yep, I do remember that too.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
I think like the fire department frowns upon it. But,
yeah, probably.
But it's,
so,
yeah.
As I was looking through this, I kind of realized that this is most likely these Santa Clauses and all their trades of going into the milk, into the pots, into the sausages and meat hooks and whatever. It was probably the father of the home.
Oh.
Hiding or sneaking into some area
Into
where food was being prepared for Christmas and taking bits and pieces. And then
you think?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
Maybe.
sure. Yeah.
I still think it was the Jullads.
Yeah.
So that's the 13 Jullads, and it was equally interesting when they started returning, right? Because one at a time after Christmas, you'd know that they went back to the mountain, and I don't know. For me, there was a bit of a relief. It was kind of nice that they
would leave. Yeah. Go home. But we have, just to connect that with, we have on January 6th, which is actually our wedding day.
Our wedding anniversary, it is.
Yeah, 33 years ago,
yeah.
Now coming up. That's when they all gather together. We actually go, we call it Álfabrenna, or elf fire.
Yeah.
And that's where Grýla, the mother, Leppalúði, the father, the cat is, and we'll tell you about it in a minute, but the cat is gone. It's probably fed up and or full and doesn't need
gone.
anymore. Yeah, it's gone to the mountains. So it never shows up at Álfabrenna. No. But most of the Jullads are there. So I wonder.
Yeah, I think they just come down for the festivities.
Festive, yeah. And that's the last day of Christmas. That's when we take our lights down and everything, and that's where we shoot up the rest of our fireworks.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The Christmas cat, just so that you know, it used to be said, and it's sometimes still today, people believe that if you don't get a new piece of clothing for Christmas, then they say the cat will get you.
Doing some research before this video, I got a deeper understanding of this connection between clothing and the cat. The cat was vicious. It was big. It was capable of eating a person in one bite. And so the farmers, they would try everything they could to get the wool worked out and ready for whatever, for selling probably, or just making use of the wool before Christmas. And if the people would participate, they would get clothing, and they would be they would escape or be immune by the Christmas cat. But the ones being lazy, they didn't get any clothing, and so it was an incentive to try to get them to work, to continue, so that the wool would be ready and put away with before Christmas, so that they could then start preparing for spring after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about that.
No, I and the thing that this makes me very aware of is that in the wintertime, I mean, if you've been in Iceland in the wintertime, you know that the darkest hours are around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. That's when we have the most lights. We use a lot of Christmas lights, and we use many candles and things. And but if you're sitting sometimes in the dark, like we do in our sunroom over here, or Northern Lights room
in the wintertime,
and you hear the wind blowing, and the snow is blowing, and the hail is blowing. Yeah, and it is
sounds like cat.
It sounds like a cat, and it gives, it gives the imagination room to fly, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and then the Northern Lights with all their images. I mean, they will go into that and show you images, actually, videos, but later in other videos. But they show images of all sorts, so it's very easy to realize where the imagination came from.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but the Jullads are real. Yes,
yeah.
because we used to put our shoe in the window. Remember?
Yeah,
and our kids shoe in our window, and our kids would put their Sunday shoes in the window, or a boot. And
if they really wanted
something a lot, they would put their boots out there. But
one of our kids, actually, one of the boys put also biscuits and
put cookies and milk.
And milk.
Yeah.
And it was gone in the morning.
Yes, it was, and I didn't take it. Did you?
No,
okay.
No, I didn't.
So, so the idea is with the shoe in the window is that you get something nice that the Jullads or Santa Claus, any one of them, might leave you something nice in the shoe. That was.
But kids in Iceland have 13 days of that.
Yes, they do. So
it's a lot of preparation.
That's a lot of work for
for the Christmas.
For the Christmas people.
Jullads,
right.
Yeah.
So
and if they were naughty, and that's part of the story is also that if kids were naughty, they would get a rotten potato into their shoe.
Yeah, a potato.
Well, it says here rotten potato.
Rotten.
We only once put a potato in one of the shoes, and
Who
we're still.
Put it? Oh, okay.
Oh, the Jullads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't do it. So anyway, we are still he is still being reminded of that.
Yes, he reminds us of it.
Yeah.
The potato in the shoe. It wasn't rotten.
No, it wasn't rotten.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Okay.
So, the Christmas cat. It's we mentioned it briefly, but it is. We've actually said everything there is to say about it.
About the Christmas cat.
It's black. It's big.
It's scary.
It's scary.
It hangs around before. Actually, at Christmas, on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, the cat was pretty much gone, because by then people had their new clothes, right?
Well, after 6, yeah.
Yeah, they'd have something new, socks or scarf or shirt or.
So, both I grew up with the fear of the Christmas cat, so I was cautious that I really wanted some soft packages, and and our kids, I think we kind of told them as well.
Yeah.
There wasn't a way of
I don't think they were scared of them.
No, we didn't raise them up by that.
In the old days, people were more scared. Today, we believe more in kindness, right?
Yeah. So, to the parents, Grilla is the mother, and she's a troll. She has, on this picture, she has, what do you call this?
Hoofs.
Hoofs, and the tail.
Yeah.
And the back with children kind of falling out of it.
Yeah, so she'd come off the mountains occasionally and
search the naughty
children and
that
put
had
them in
been
her
naughty.
bag.
Yeah, and put the children that had been naughty through the year, actually. So it was a way of raising kids, I think.
Keeping kids in line. I don't know what psychiatry would say about this today, but
I
but
wonder.
these are the stories. I mean, and these are stories that we grew up with.
Maybe that is an explanation of how or why Icelanders are the way we are.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
But I remember taking Sunday drives with my parents, and we would drive past some hot springs, and the hot springs would be going, and my dad would point them out, and he'd say, well, occasionally he'd say, Indians. But then we'd go, no, there are no Indians in Iceland. And then he said, no, not really, but it is really Grilla's home. It's where she lives. And we would fall silent. Yeah. So
anyway, anything else we want to share?
Well, Leppalúði, the dad.
Leppalúði.
Yeah.
I was going to skip him, but
no, he's
a nasty piece of he's a nuisance, kind of.
Well, just seeing a picture of him, yeah, he's a nuisance. He doesn't really do anything.
No. I guess he eats the soup from the children's whatever Grilla is making.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really do anything else.
No, not much. He hangs around, but he doesn't do a lot of anything.
Yeah.
And perhaps he's the image of laziness. I don't know.
Possibly. So
if we find stories on him, we will share them. But
Yeah.
I've never heard one.
No. And that's good. So, anything else?
Yeah, just in closing, on the last day of Christmas, it is quite festive to go to where people have gathered all their old furniture and stuff and old boats and things they've put in a pile, in a big, huge pile. And then they set the fire and at a certain time and people gather and they will be horseback and there will be Santa Claus is running around, little Jullads. There'll be elves and trolls and children with sparklers and fire, the last of the fireworks and
then the fire show.
And in the middle of the dark night, this is a fun way and a festive way to end the Christmas season
and kind of celebrate that now we're in January and it will start pretty soon to get lighter.
To get light again.
And so we've
once
more we've survived
Christmas.
and the darkness.
Yeah, but I do want to say, just so that it's clear, that these are our traditional Santa Clauses. These are the Icelandic Santa Clauses, and the Coca-Cola, we call the Coca-Cola Santa Claus, came in much later, but he did come in strong, and kids, of course, were quick to like him. But in all of these kinds of celebrations, the Icelandic people do have their barnatrú, their children's faith in God and Christ. So Christmas is definitely family-centered, definitely a festive time with lots of food and lots of light, lots of candles, lots of fun times, and many people in Iceland do make Christ the center of Christmas. Yeah.
So with that said, I think we say goodbye for now.
Yeah, and see you soon. Christmas is coming.
And we'll talk about it
Some
in
more.
our future videos. Christmas, New Year's, and more.
Yep.
Okay.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
New Year's, and more.
Yep.
Okay.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Passa okkur hvað sést. Við erum nú meira fólk. Við erum nú meira fólk.
Svo.
Hi, I'm Ólafur and your name is what?
Björg. Nei, þessum byrjum.
Björg.
Já.
Okay, Björg mín.
Brosa myndavilna, anda. Rót, festa sig. Okay, we're ready.